last week South Africa received a downgrade from Fitch, and obviously there was concerns as well that some of the banks would also be downgraded on the back of this. This is quite normal. Banks follow the rating of the sovereign, so essentially the downgrade obviously for the South African or Standard Bank on the back of the Fitch news is no surprise. I think the downgrade actions have been something which have been talked about since September, October last year. There's really nothing new there. I think people were surprised it took the rating agencies as long as it did. When it actually comes to the bank's ratings relative to the sovereign, what is relevant, I believe, for a bank is further actions against a specific entity. A downgrade on the back of a sovereign entity means nothing. However, though, when individual action is taken against a bank, that's when sort of someone would be concerned. This recent action was nothing to do with the bank's individual state. It was more to do relative to the sovereign. So this is sort of what we're looking at. I think Standard Bank, I believe, has been keeping up with its peers, and as far as with the rest of the pack, we don't envisage any further action against the bank. So the recent news is actually not news to us at all. The recent downgrade obviously had an impact on a few market instruments. Dollar Rand has moved 25 cents. This is in part this was started by the Fitch downgrade. However, though, other news like the recent strike action, the news at Amplats, that was also a key contributor to the weakness of the Rand. However, though, also at the beginning of the year, it's very traditional for fund managers and be it hedge funds, real money, or even trading desks to put risk on style trades, so positive risk trades. Now, under the current environment, no one really wants to take an absolutely directional view on EM because of the current positioning and because of the recent price action. So people are looking at doing relative value EM trades. What people have chosen to short against other currencies is the Rand because of the recent strike action and because of the news in the mining sector. I think what you've seen is people putting on trades in things like Hungary and then short South Africa as a relative value play, seeing the fundamentals of Hungary better than South Africa at the moment. So this is what has also contributed to the Rand weakness. Usually sort of these kind of moves culminate sort of in an aggressive shift higher. However, though, sort of once positioning gets saturated, which we believe it is now, the retracement is usually quite quick and quite sharp. Also, we saw a sell-off in government debt, however brief. Foreign investors who've been the biggest buyers of this were quite happy to pick up the debt at higher yields and also basically buy the Rand at sort of the higher levels as well. This is a trend which has obviously been persistent for the last 2 years, and we actually see possibly continuing for at least the first half of this year, with EM assets still offering much more attractive returns than a lot of the peers in sort of the developed world.